ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om Shri Sai Ram. Good evening. Wishing all of you a very happy Eid ul Fitr, a great day of great joy, celebration, feasting, and a day of experiencing, spreading love. So let me tell you what happened today. In fact, last evening when I was on my walk, I was introduced by somebody in the ashram to a person from Syria. He is a doctor by profession, and I have seen that man with his wife here in the ashram for the last month or so. And as usual, I see people, I nod my head, but I don't meet and greet anyone until the time comes. So I'd been watching this couple for quite some time, but I met the man I was introduced to me, and he heads the Satya Sai organization in Syria, in a Muslim country against all odds. And while I was talking to him, suddenly I just told him, I said, tomorrow if you come, then I have something for you. And today in the afternoon, both husband and wife, they came to see me. And when they came here, I realized at that time that it was Eid ul Fitr today. It's a holy festival of people who practice Islam. And this couple has been here for the last 45 days, and they had got a message that they will meet Baba here, and ever since they've been here, they've just been waiting, and now it's almost time for them to go. And it was surprising that for almost out of the 45 days they have been here, for a good 30 days they have been staying on the same floor where I am staying, completely opposite corner apartments. I had seen them, but we had never met. So today, after almost 45 days, on a holy day of theirs, is when the divine consciousness arranged that we should meet. And during their conversation of what they were sharing with me about their challenges and travails of setting up a Satya Sai Baba center in a Muslim country, I heard them talk about that they call themselves as a group messengers of love. And I realized something is going to happen today. Messengers of love are coming. And during this time, this gentleman shared that he had met a channeler, person who channels the energies of Baba, and he had told him that Baba had shared that 100 messengers of love of Baba have taken birth. And these messengers of love are going to come together. And when he shared that, I smiled even more. I said, okay, now I see where we are going. And then they showed me about their center, their activities, and then I shared with them a little bit about the times that are going to come and Baba's guidance, about divine love. Then I also shared with them about Kailasa, the abode of love, and how these 100 I'm aware of, and that how these 100 are going to come together. And at one point of time, I told them, since you've been waiting to meet Baba, Baba has also been waiting to meet you. And Baba was waiting for this day as your holy day, your festival, for this meeting to take place. So, are you interested in meeting Baba and have his darshan? And he said, yes, we would like to meet Baba. I said, all right, but make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, and meditate. And that's it. And after, I don't know how much time went, maybe 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, when I asked them to open their eyes. And when I opened my eyes, I saw that the woman, her name is Maisa, she was crying and there were tears rolling down her cheeks, and she kept looking at me and she kept crying and she kept crying, and the husband just couldn't open his eyes. Anyhow, as soon as the lady could wipe her tears and she could speak, the only words that kept coming from her was Baba, Baba, Baba. And so she experienced the presence of Baba, and she got what she had been hoping for such a long time. She wanted to meet Baba, and she wanted to experience that love of Baba. And she experienced, and she just kept, I could see that she was going on looking, going on seeing, and as she kept looking, she kept crying. And then after another 5 minutes, the husband opened his eyes, and he, according to him, he felt he had been experiencing the effects of some black magic on him. And he experienced that Baba came and he removed all the dark energies from him, and all his chakras were cleansed. And as we got up, This lady just came and just fell down and she said, I have today experienced Baba and his presence. And I was wondering at the way Baba does all this. Just imagine the timing of the divine consciousness. 45 days, living in the same place, living in the same floor, how close the proximity can be. But it chooses the day when it is a special occasion. And I've always known this, that only those who shall enter are the ones that are chosen by the divine themselves. And they will get the experience that they have been hoping for, they've been wanting. Because as Jesus said, seek and ye shall get. It's our seeking which brings the divine to us. And what is easily available to us, we lose its value. And when the yearning is strong, the divine expresses itself. A month back, I think less than a month back, is when I had shared with you that I had met a gentleman from Iran. And Baba had told me a lot about the Muslim world, about how the Islam will start getting transformed and how that bridge has to be connected between this rigid thinking and rigid interpretation of Islam and Quran, and how love will become that bridge. And he'd said that this love will flow through when all of you start expressing the divine love which you hold in your heart. This love will start to create magic, miracles. These are the miracles that we are set to experience. The time for Vibhuti, Kumkum, Amrita is all gone. These are for first grade students, for those who are still running outwards, trying to clutch onto the toys outside. But for the ones who are ready, for the ones who have been waiting for this, for the ones who have taken birth for this, for the ones whose time has come, this message is going to awaken them. And this awakening is going to happen not when we want it, it's when the time has come. It's when the divine wants it, because everything is perfectly ordained and perfectly timed. Same message, hearing, falling on our ears again and again, time and time again, yet does not make a difference. But one particular day, when the chosen moment arrives, it suddenly starts to make sense. Same word we have read hundreds of times, one fine day suddenly sinks in. And that's the reason why we do satsanga. The biggest gift to humanity given by saints and sages was this power of sangha, this power of satsanga, that again and again, as it keeps getting reinforced, one day all the combinations of our lock of our heart, they fall in place, and suddenly something clicks inside. And that what we take for granted and that what we think is ordinary suddenly becomes divine. The presence of that pure consciousness is experienced by us only when we silence the chatter in our mind. Only we decide to let go of all these opinions and all these thoughts and all those beliefs that we have been carrying. Our worst enemy is our old beliefs and our thinking that the divine comes to us only in one or two forms. We are not able to recognize that the divine can come and express itself in any form at any time. And so, even when the divine comes, we are not able to experience it because we have blocked it out because of our holding on to particular names and forms. And that makes us rigid, that makes us inflexible. And slowly, as we soften, as we open ourselves to be vulnerable once again, as we let go of this idea in a fixed name and form, and as we become more and more open, it reaches to us and it's experienced by us in the inner recesses of our heart, in the cave, in the guha. And we know that we have experienced that what we have come for. And it is that presence which is there in all these small little moments. It's communicating to us. It's that magical leaf that Vijay Lakshmi just spoke about before we started. A leaf in the shape of a heart, which is not there under any tree, which is waiting on our path so that we can recognize that nature is communicating to us that it loves us. And like that, the entire consciousness is expressing its love for us. But we are very busy looking elsewhere, and we are very busy with what we have to do. It's the beautiful tulips that Philippa showed us, expressing their love to us, bringing joy in our hearts. It is that divine expression of love. And though we hear these words every week, but still the full effect of those words are not fully perceived because the mind comes in the way. These messages are to be received in the heart, and the heart knows that we are all reaching a point of time where this expression of love is going to be experienced by everyone. And today, when I saw this lady who I was meeting for the first time ever, I was reminded of Ramesh Deep. And she, I remember, always says that in every session and during those 40 days of Atma Chalisa, that she said that not a single day when these tears would not come to her. And how we've experienced these tears in the presence of our Divine Mother, our Sai Ma. This love is all beginning to flow. These beautiful messages going every morning from the source of consciousness, reaching out through the videos, through the messages, to all those for whom they are meant. As Baba told me that the phoenix rises from the ashes, from within a turmoil, from within all that is going on in our outer worlds, there rises a pure energy. It rises in the noise and din of the world. It rises in the silence of our hearts. It rises with the immense power that comes from the source of that one pure consciousness, expresses itself as that love, experienced by all of us at this point of time. As the divine play unfolds, and as we connect to that presence. And that presence is reminding us again and again that it is not different and separate from us. And that it is and it has always been with us, in us, as us. It's not been away, it's not been different from us. It's all been waiting for that moment when we will acknowledge it as none other than us. The problem has not been with the divine not showing its grace on us. The problem has been only us and our mind and our inability, our stubbornness of not allowing it to come in, because we have given it a name and a form. And we are only willing to see it in only that name and that form. And for that name and form, we are willing to do anything. And yes, we do experience it in that name and form, but we never get to experience it either in us or available to us from all other names and forms. And so on, the trap continues, because the form is so alluring, because the form attracts. And we keep falling for it, life after life, birth after birth. And we keep looking for prayers for our own selves, not knowing that who is my own self? Who am I? Am I separate? Am I different? Am I different from that one consciousness? How can I pray for my own self? How can I pray for my problems? How can I pray for my welfare? How can I continue to operate in this silo of this body and mind apparatus? The day I let go, the day I believe in the message of oneness of consciousness, that me and my Baba are one. The day I have the clarity and conviction that there was never two, that is the day when the experience starts. So the delay is not at the end of God or consciousness or Baba. The delay is only at our end. And God is patient. Consciousness is patient. Consciousness waits for us to awaken and realize that the experience can be only realized within our own selves. And for that, we have to enable it. And we have to open up. And we have to let go. And we have to stop running. The form calls, we keep running. The form calls, we keep running. And we just keep running and we keep running and we keep running. Never to ask a question, why am I running? Where am I going? What do I wish to seek? Never ever asking the divine. The divine is waiting for this. The divine will keep calling you. But we never ask, do I have to run somewhere to get something? Or can I experience it where I am, as it is in this moment? How many times we all have had that experience in our group, but yet we keep running. Because we have this beautiful lure of the name and form. And it is so enticing, it will always be enticing. It's waiting for us to say, Baba, I want to stop running. Baba, I want to experience it here and now. Can you grace me with this experience? He says, yes, I will grace you with this experience. I will give you this experience right now, in this moment where you are, in your homes. But you promise that you will stop running. If you believe you have the power in you to stop running, and if you really want to experience it, and you want to live in the presence of that consciousness, then you have to seriously examine your actions. And if you can, then surely the experience is going to be yours. Otherwise, it continues. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, iham samsare bahudustare, kripya pare, pahi murare. This goes on, birth after birth, birth after birth. We somehow, through grace, go through this life, and another one starts, and another one starts. That also is running. Going, coming. It's so exhausting. Anyways, that's really what I wanted to share with all of you today. On this beautiful occasion, let His love engulf you, envelop you, and let you experience that silence that comes only from that purity and from that source of consciousness. And may this stillness and may this presence be with you for as long as you decide you want it. Because the minute we run to seek it somewhere else, then of course it will leave us, because it is present somewhere else. As long as we are not convinced that it is within us and it is us, then it shall also not stay with us. By now, having done the 40-day program, the Atma Chalisa, and having transcribed and now on the writing, the understanding is there. Only the will to practice it and to live in that state is what we have to do. As always, no matter what others say, there is this free will. It's waiting, the divine will is waiting for the free will to exercise. And yes, that is what I really seek. And if we say that, then we must show it to the divine consciousness with our actions, with our thoughts, with our words, that we are ready. And that's all that we seek, to the exclusion of everything else. And when we do that, and when we show that firm conviction, we put a stake in the ground, we show to the divine that yes, I am ready. And the divine says, oh child, I've always been ready. I've always been waiting for you to say yes. It's a love affair between God and the consciousness, which is the God consciousness in everybody else. That one part, one side has always been ready. It's the other side which has to make up its mind. And we keep saying God's grace is not on us. That's not true. God's grace is equally upon not just us, but every living being. God is not impartial. Only we, from our side, are lacking in this conviction. So I hope this conviction comes in. I pray that you are able to come to that point where you say, this and no more. And the day you do, I assure you, from the source of this consciousness, that that is the day when this experience will become permanent for you. And you would laugh at yourself of how you used to be before that. If you are ready to experience, then the consciousness is ready to give you the experience. Choose wisely. Understand the invitation that you have just received. I love you all. Send you so much of the blessings in the form of this energetic presence. I know you're receiving it in your hearts. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.